Greetings, sports fans. Here I am finally in Minnesota after 4 or 5 days of driving across country. This was the easiest leg of the trip, really. I woke up at 5 o'clock this morning in Sioux Falls and couldn't get back to sleep, so I got my ass up, did the catch up blogging, packed my stuff, and headed out to the McDonald's for some breakfast-like objects. Then I went to the Circle K to fill the tank and hit the road. It was a pretty nice drive through a part of Minnesota I've never been through before. I think the furthest to the southwest I ever got on one of the road trips with the ex was, I think we went to New Ulm to see the statue of Herman the German, and maybe to Le Sueur to see the statue of the Jolly Green Giant, which I didn't see this time through. Maybe I was coming into town at the wrong angle or something like that. But there have clearly been some changes since the last time I was in this part of the world. 169 no longer goes through downtown Shakopee. And but aside from that and the much bigger number of houses and apartment buildings and stuff like that stretching out along 169, it doesn't look too different from what I remember. Made it to the hotel in plenty of time, which is to say by about 1 or 2 o'clock, and they checked me in. I got a pretty good room right across from the elevators on the third floor, and amusingly enough, if I were to do a pratfall off the balcony, I would go splat right in front of convention operations. Don't worry, I'm not planning on doing that. If it does happen, it was completely an accident, and it's not because I knew anything about Hillary Clinton, okay? Just so we have that straight. Anyway, number one son showed up a little after that, and we went off to Big Boar Barbecue in Hanover, and holy Jesus, that place is awesome. I think their barbecue might be even better than Buc-ee's, if only because Buc-ee's doesn't have ribs. Everything there was fabulous. The service was excellent, and I'm very happy with that. 10 out of 10 would definitely stuff my face there again, even though it's a long way from anywhere I'm likely to be in the foreseeable future. I am not well, yeah, I am sure. I know why I'm here at Anime Fusion. Yeah, it's because my membership rolled over from last year when I was too sick to come up here. And I appreciate them being gracious enough to do that. But considering that their focus this year is on LGBT, what the fuck barbecue, and it's not my thing, but hey, if it's their convention, they can do what they want. So I'm probably not going to do a lot of the programming. I am going to check out the dealer's room because John from Fast Food Anime is there, and he goes way back with Anime Detour, so you might remember me, might not. We'll see. Anyway, he probably has something I want to buy aside from Pocky, which I shouldn't be eating anyway. Maybe I'll get the missing volume of Comey Can't Communicate, because I've kind of gotten behind on that. Oh well. Aside from that, pretty much going to be spending my time this weekend trying to connect with friends. I know Bill Hedrick was planning on coming and hanging out in the lobby for a while, And I know, and Dwayne Olson and I are going to get together somewhere for lunch tomorrow. Tomorrow or Saturday, most likely Saturday, because I'm going to be spending tomorrow figuring out what the heck I'm going to be doing this weekend. Um, I am going to be in the hotel until Monday, um, which is my son's birthday, and we haven't decided what we're doing about that yet. Um, but I'm sure we'll think of something. So anyway, if you're here in Minnesota and I forgot to tag you on Facebook, I'm sorry, but I'm 66 years old, and I never was that good at remembering a lot of faces and names anyway. So don't feel offended. Just reach out on Facebook or email wombat.socho@gmail.com. And hey, I have no real. I'm in no real rush to get back to Tonopah because it's going to be another 4 or 5 days of driving back. Probably not along the same route. I'm given to understand that Wyoming can be unpredictably nasty, and to be honest, driving east along Interstate 80 was not a big barrel of fun anyway. There's a lot of sections of road that are under construction. Parts that are not under construction have some 45-mile-an-hour curves, 6% grades, and all that kind of fun stuff. I mean, it's not as bad as going through the back hills of West Virginia as we did a couple of times while going back and forth to Maryland to see my parents. But it's not the straight shot that it looks like on the map. So I'm giving serious thought to um, going south to Iowa and going west on 80, maybe going down into Colorado. I don't know. I've never actually been to Colorado. I've changed planes in Denver a lot, but I have no familiarity with the state otherwise. So I might go back that way. I don't know. If the weather's really nasty, I may even go so far south as to head up Texas, New Mexico, see one of my nieces who lives in Wichita Falls, see my bro who lives in Alamogordo and has been released from the hospital after they trimmed some necrotic tissues out of his feet. I swear to God, he's 8 years younger than I am, but he's in worse shape. I would like someone to explain this to me sometime, but not tonight. Since I got up at 5 o'clock and I drove for about 4 or 5 hours to get here, I think I'm going to crash early again tonight, which will probably result in me getting up at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning tomorrow, and repeating the vicious cycle, or not. Who knows? But anyway, I just wanted to post this to let everyone know that I am here in Minneapolis. Well, Plymouth, whatever, same thing. And I will be available most of the weekend and probably good part of early next week, Monday, except for Monday. Um, we're talking, James and I are talking about going down to see my ex who lives in Red Wing, and we'll see how all that works out. I still haven't gotten around to shuffling a bunch of stuff from the back seat to the trunk, and I kind of need to do a little more shoveling in the passenger side footwell because there's like 2 or 3 years worth of accumulated garbage on the floor. And I already cleaned out like 3 bags worth on the way out here. So it must be done. Anyway, yeah, you know how to get a hold of me. I'm going to post this on Instagram and YouTube and X, but not Facebook because I already left a note on Facebook, which I hate doing, but it was a necessity. So we'll be in touch with you folks. Hopefully, we'll see most of you. And oh yeah, one last thing. Since I'm posting this on Instagram, some obnoxious person complained about one of my Son of Silvercon videos. Um, they felt that I needed to do a better job of trimming my nose here. Well, I tell you what, babe, I'm just out of pure spite. I think I'm going to grow out my nose hairs. I'm going to cultivate a mustache and braid them together just for you. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. We'll talk to the rest of you later. Bye.